Can, Keith, James, Ralph, Edie Sue, can you all hear me? Okay, I don't want anybody to be surprised. I know. I'm going to announce this evening that our commencing with our June 7th meeting, first meeting in June, it will be face-to-face here on the dais in Village Hall. Public comments will still be done virtually. What we'll basically do is what we've been doing with the budget. So we all, beginning then, given the governor's announcement yesterday that he was amending his proclamation, and we're all vaccinated, we will be fine, I think. But I didn't want anybody to be surprised. Although I think there are two trustees who maybe will be surprised because they're not here as yet, so. Unless, of course, anybody has an argument with meeting in person.
Attendance plus with the state and with our code. We verified that this morning.
Okay, good. Where are our other two trustees? Well, let's see.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, usually Kim is pretty prompt. Oh, John, I canceled my medical appointment for Friday. They wanted me to do a 3-day quarantine.
Okay.
And I figured wouldn't look too good if I'm here tonight, and then we've got the state of the
Okay,
village.
thanks.
And
She's
then,
logging, Kim is logging on now.
and then we,
Let me see,
and then,
yeah.
what's the
She's
other
coming
thing?
on
Oh, the
to March.
budget meeting Thursday night. I figured
Just keep
the
watching.
people might realize I really didn't quarantine. Good evening. Welcome to the meeting of the Skokie Village Board. It's Tuesday, May the 18th, 2021. I have a short statement to make as a preface. Until further notice, meetings of the Skokie Village Board will be held electronically, with the majority of village officials participating via remote access in order to comply with the State of Illinois gubernatorial disaster proclamation. Members of the public who wish to comment as to an item on the published agenda or to comment during public comments must submit their statement or question in writing to the village manager's office. And all properly submitted statements or questions will be presented and read to the relevant portion of the village board meeting. Written comments may be submitted by email to publiccomment@skokie.org before or during the meetings, by mail to Village of Skokie, Village Manager's Office, 5127 Oakton Street, Skokie 60077, or via the village's drop box located just outside by the public entry to Village Hall. I wish to amend that statement that we've been making for quite some time. As many of you are aware, the governor yesterday amended his disaster proclamation. It was very good news, and because of it, the village board, beginning at its first meeting in June, which will be June the 7th, will meet in person. All of the board members will assemble here at Village Hall, as we have for so long, on the dais. The public comments will continue to be done virtually. Hopefully, in June, June the 11th, the governor will again amend his proclamation and will open us to capacity, at which point village board meetings will have the public present in person at our meetings. We have been holding our budget meetings in person, sort of an experiment. With the governor's announcement, we can now hold our board meetings in person here at Village Hall. So it's very good news. And hopefully, we'll keep the positivity rate well below 3%, where it is now. My understanding, the statewide positivity rate is somewhere around 2.5% today. And if that keeps up and we keep doing the vaccinations, we are beginning to do vaccinations of the middle school children. Today, I think we began it today. So this is all very good news, and hopefully in June, we will be all back together again. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our village clerk, Pramod Shah, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The meeting will come to order, and the clerk will please call the roll.
Trustee Sutker,
Here.
Trustee Robinson,
Here.
Trustee Kuhn,
Here.
Trustee Johnson,
Here.
Trustee Pure Slovin, Trustee Pure Slovin,
Here from New Jersey, sorry.
Trustee Pure Slovin is joining us from New Jersey. Trustee Klein,
Here from Skokie.
Mayor Van Dusen.
Here, likewise from Skokie. We have a quorum. Next item on the agenda is approval of the consent agenda. A motion is in order. Trustee Klein, seconded by Trustee Kuhn. Is there anything on the consent agenda anybody would like to have removed?
Mayor,
Amending the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
we have a correction
Clerk.
on May 3rd board meeting for the case, Plan Commission case 2021-9P, zoning map amendment for Grosse Pointe Road. Trustee Johnson abstained, and Trustee Robinson vote was A. So that's, we already have made that change on the
Okay.
minutes, and it's updated on our website also.
Very good. Thank you. Call the roll on the consent agenda, please.
Trustee Sutker,
Aye.
Trustee Robinson,
Aye.
Trustee Kuhn,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Pure Slovin,
Aye.
Trustee Klein,
Aye.
Mayor Van Dusen.
Aye, the motion passes. This evening, we wish to salute and to thank two of our very good friends and just all around great people who, I believe, June the 1st, if I have my dates correct, will be departing Skokie for Las Vegas. Lillian and Alan Gerstner, they have been friends of all of ours for these many years. And in their honor, I lay before the body a proclamation. I would tell you that this is only barely a summary of all of the activities that Lillian and Alan have participated in over the years. Whereas Lillian and Alan Gerstner have been residents of the village of Skokie since 1984, raised their children, Michael and Lisa, in the village, and have been engaged in many aspects of our community as exemplary residents. And whereas Lillian and Alan Gerstner have been active in each of the Skokie public schools that their children have attended and have been members of Temple Beth Israel since 1959 and served on its board. Whereas Alan has worked in Skokie at Apple for 18 years, and before that worked as a travel agent, travel guide, and travel journalist. And whereas Ellen has served our community as a member of the District 68 Board from 1989 to 1995, including as its president from 1994 to 1995, served as chair of the Skokie Human Relations Commission, served as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals for 12 years, including as its vice chair, served as vice president of Skokie Youth Baseball in the 1990s, and served on the board of the Skokie Caucus Party. And whereas Ellen has served on the Skokie 4th of July Committee for 30 years, and for the past 6 years as its chairperson, adding his vision and contagious enthusiasm to the wonderful parade, shaping it into a community parade with new marching bands, military contingent, and Skokie community groups. And whereas Lillian has worked with the Skokie Holocaust survivors community for over 30 years, first as a volunteer and then as executive director of the Holocaust Memorial Foundation of Illinois on Main Street in Skokie, whereby she created a sense of community for the Holocaust survivors and helped them to grow the mission and the aspirations of their foundation. And whereas Lillian was an integral part of the grassroots campaign, which led to the passage of the Illinois Holocaust Education Mandate in 1990 and the construction of the Illinois Holocaust Museum and Education Center, where she served as director of public programs. And whereas Lillian, as a parent and educator, was active in the Highland PTA and the Old Orchard Junior High PTO, and served as president for both of them in the 1980s and the 1990s. And whereas Lillian and Alan are retiring outside of Skokie, and whereas the Village of Skokie wishes to recognize and honor Lillian and Alan Gerstner for their dedication to our great village, through their unending enthusiasm for the organizations and events that create the welcoming atmosphere of Skokie, and their generosity of heart and time. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Skokie, Cook County, Illinois, that Lillian Pujols Gerstner and Alan Gerstner be honored for their years of service to the residents and business of Skokie, the Jewish community, and those who seek a better society through community engagement. Lillian, Alan, thank you. We will miss you.
It's bittersweet. We love this community. We have been involved since we moved in. On that day in December of 1984. It's been a wonderful ride, and the reason we're moving out to Nevada is we've got 5 grandsons that are in Southern California, which will be a 3.5-hour drive away. And the youngest are my daughter's identical twin boys, which we don't want to miss these kids growing up. We have a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old, and 9-year-old.
Yeah.
So we've got 5 boys. Lillian wanted a princess, but the kids told us they're done. So we've got a basketball team, and we're really looking forward to seeing them more. And I'm looking forward to no snow and no more mowing the lawn. So,
There you go. Just to echo what Alan has said, thank you for the privilege of living in a community that cares so much for one another. Community is what Skokie is all about, and it has been our rare honor to be a part of that community for these many years. I will miss many, many things. As some of you know, I retired from the Illinois Holocaust Museum just about a year ago, consistent with the onset of COVID, but that was pure coincidence. I will be resuming my Holocaust education hat out in Nevada. A close friend of mine is on the governor's commission. She, like myself, is a daughter of survivors, and she can't wait for me to get out there to start speaking to students and teachers. So there's a piece of me that will always miss Skokie. Thank you for our years of wonderful happiness here.
Well, thank you. And as a point of personal privilege, Susan told me to tell Alan he may think that he's getting away from her, But she will have your phone number, so when she needs help with her computer, you haven't escaped her. I just giving you a warning. But my wife.
Well, you know I'll always help Susan. She can always call on me.
That was nice of you to say, Alan. She probably will be in your doorstep tomorrow. As I left the house, she was on a Zoom meeting, and she just waved and said, "Get Alan's phone number." So, I will be sure to do that. But I want to thank you for your friendship. I remember very fondly Lillian coming around to the different grades at school and reading and introducing the children to reading. And both of my children remember Lillian very fondly. She was kind of the art and reading lady. And the Gerstners, of course, have been very good friends of my family. So we wish you the very best. Stay in touch. I can promise you that I will be staying in touch with you. So, again,
George,
thank you.
there's an interesting caveat to when Lillian was picture lady. This was not too long ago that she bumped into a young man. Why don't you tell him about when he said, "Weren't you the picture lady?"
There he is, literally at the Jewel on Skokie Boulevard, you know, and I'm wearing a mask and he's wearing a mask. And he said, "Excuse me, weren't you picture lady at Highland School?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "You probably don't recognize me." And I'm going, "No, I don't, because you were probably 10 years old at the time, and quite a bit of time has passed since then. But it's nice to be remembered. Thank you."
Best wishes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Remember
very
you
much.
fondly.
We'll miss you all.
Next item is report of our village manager, John Lockerbie.
Thank you, Mayor Van Duzen and Village Board. Good evening, everyone. Item A is regarding the Local Government Distributive Fund, commonly referred to as LGDF, reductions. The Local Government Distributive Fund, or LGDF, was adopted in 1969 by the state of Illinois. It is generated from income tax paid by local residents and businesses and collected by the state before it gets redistributed back to municipalities. In the village of Skokie, the LGDF accounts for 11% of the operating budget, funding essential services such as fire and police, road repair, and garbage collection. Facing a $3 billion deficit in its projected FY22 budget, the state of Illinois is proposing a 10% reduction, which equates to a loss to the village of approximately $660,000 annually. The village has joined with 275 municipalities throughout the area, urging the state of Illinois not to reduce allocations to the Local Government Distributive Fund. Mayor and board approval of a resolution urging the restoration of LGDF revenue is respectfully requested.
A motion in support of the resolution supporting the restoration of the LDGF would be in order. Trustee Sucker, seconded by Trustee Klein. Are there any comments or any questions? If not, will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Sutker,
Aye.
Trustee Robinson,
Aye.
Trustee Kuhn,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Pure Slovin,
Aye.
Trustee Klein,
Aye.
Mayor Van Dusen.
Aye. The motion passes, and we will send the resolution to the members of the Illinois delegation that represents Skokie.
Item B was approved as part of tonight's consent agenda. Item C is a request for executive session pursuant to Section 2, Paragraph C5 and C6 of the State of Illinois Open Meetings Act. A closed session is requested and to adjourn therefrom.
A motion for an executive session is in order. I guess we're not going to hold an executive session. Trustee Pierce-Slovan, seconded by Trustee Kuhn. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Sutker,
Aye.
Trustee Robinson,
Aye.
Trustee Kuhn,
Aye.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Pierce-Lovin,
Aye.
Trustee Klein,
Aye.
Mayor Van Dusen.
Aye. I detected a notable lack of enthusiasm in those ayes.
That completes my report this evening.
Next item is report of our corporation counsel, Michael Lorch.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, trustees. Tonight, I have no items for board action, and therefore, there is no requested action. That would conclude my report in quick order.
Thank you. There is no plan commission report this evening. Any public comment?
There are no public comments this evening.
A motion by trustee Sutker,
I move we adjourn for executive session.
we are adjourned to executive session.